All right, we'll start recording. Okay, so we're back to Blackboard, and this is English 079. Again, it's a companion course to Comp 1. So this is one of those courses that it really is. Vincent's University, of course, hey, I work here, so of course I'm kind of sold on the place, but it really is one of those things where Vincent's University was one of the first people to have this kind of a companion course so that you didn't have to wait a whole semester to start Comp 1. You get to start right into it. And with this companion course, basically what it's here for, it's so that I can give you some extra support to get you through Comp 1 and move you along your life. So if you go to your Blackboard page, you can see the I've got a few different Blackboard courses here, but I've got the integrate, or it doesn't really say integrated, it should say integrated, read and write, co-rec for Comp 1. So we click there, and then we are in our course. Let's see here, let me pull up the chat. There we go. All right. And if you have a question along the way, just go ahead and click it into the chat, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Guys, this is a much smaller class, so we can actually, it's a lot easier to have a conversation, ask questions, much easier than in Comp 1. So normally whenever I teach this face-to-face, this is always my favorite class because we all get to know each other, and usually it's a really close-knit group of people. I know it's hard to do that virtually, but feel free to communicate in the chat box, and then afterwards we're going to have question and answer as well. So with English 079 and English 101, they're companion courses. I'm not going to give you a bunch of extra work to do that's not related to Comp 1. Everything that we do in this class, except for pretty much everything, is going to be related to Comp 1. So it's going to be something that's going to help you understand the readings, or it's something that's going to help you do a better job with the summaries or a better job with the essays. It's always something that helps you do better in Comp 1. So if we go over to the, let's take a look at the syllabus and schedule. If you click here and you download that real quick. Let's see here. All right, great. So this is the syllabus for 079, and I'll just magnify this a little bit. Okay, so English 079. And again, if you need to talk to me, the best way to talk to me is to email me and then say, hey, can I come to talk to you? And you can't see the syllabus. Hey, Michael, you're awesome. Thank you. Let me just go ahead and share that then. Let's see here. How about now, Michael? Can you see it? Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael. Awesome. Hey guys, yeah, don't let me go off and on tangent and then nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about. So just let me, thank you so much, Michael. All right. So again, my office hours are during the 8 a.m. hour on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So the hour right before Comp 1. And then on Tuesday, Thursdays, between the hours of 1 to 2 p.m. Okay. Now, again, you'll need to make an appointment with me in order to take advantage of those office hours. And typically I will be in my office, which will either be my house or I'll be at the university in the office there, but it's all virtual. So you'll need to communicate with me in a way that I can, so basically email and say, hey, Professor Coomer, do you mind if we have an office hour talk at like 8 a.m. this morning? Cool, I'll send you a Zoom invite and we can talk. Here's the thing, guys, just because we're virtual doesn't mean I don't want to help you. So I do want to try to help you as much as I can. And so definitely try to use that if you can. So let's scroll down and we'll take a quick look. Again, like I said, you can read the course description, but really the biggest purpose of English 079 is to get you to where you're performing better in English 101. That's really my goal. So every assignment that I do, I know it might sometimes seem like, wow, there's more work. But really, it's not like it's a different subject that you're taking in this class. You're taking a class that will help. The goal is so that you understand the readings better and so that you do better on the essays and the summaries and just perform better in an English 101. So yeah, we will have some things where I ask you to do a little bit more than what we're doing in Comp 1, but it's never going to be like, I'm going to say, you know what, there's this article I think that would be really good for you to read. It has nothing to do with Comp 1, but here, you should read this and do a paper on it. I'm never going to ask you to do stuff like that. So it's always going to be about helping you with Comp 1 stuff, or kind of adapting to the college life, really. That's what this class is all about. So it's not like you're going to have to suddenly learn art appreciation, or some other math class or science class or something like that. It's really all focused on comp, but it's also a little bit also about how to adapt to college life. And hey, this is a crazy year, so we're all adapting. So again, thank you for being patient with me. So, okay, so let's take a look at, if you take a look at the course material statement. So you do need your textbooks. This is the primary textbook that I'm going to ask you to have. If you don't have this textbook, it will be very much, I would say it's going to be impossible to pass the course. So don't try to make it through this class without buying the textbook. Buy it this week and just have it. Yes, this book is important, but this book is do or die, okay? And then there is a workbook, but basically what I'm going to try to do is just give you what you're going to need in a Word document format. I already have it uploaded so that you can just use that as opposed to having to buy the workbook, okay? So I'm trying to save you a little money, trying to make it as easy as I can on you. Obviously, I have to be the teacher, right? So the teacher has to do all the grading and all that other stuff. But at the same time, I'm trying to make it as painless and as user-friendly as possible. So we'll see how this works. When it comes to grading, if you look at what it says, the criteria for an A paragraph or essay, B paragraph or essay, always think about this whenever you are doing your work. This is what I look for, and I have to grade you based off of this. So always, before you hand something in, maybe just look at this and say, okay, am I doing what it says an A paragraph or essay should be like? Am I doing, so take a look at that. That's approximately how to expect however I'm going to grade you. Most of this class, however, I will tell you this, I will almost all of it. I'll say, let's just go ahead and say 99.9% of this class is completion. Okay? And yes, I said that. As long as you're handing in your homework to this class and it's handed in on time, you should get an A in this class. You should get a 100% A in this class. This should be a GPA booster, because whenever I grade stuff and I really nitpick, it's going to be Comp 1. For this class, as long as you're getting the stuff done and you're doing it on time, we're fine. Okay? I'm recording this. I'm going to put it up, and you heard me say it. This class, I don't nitpick. I just make sure you're getting your stuff done and you're doing it on time. Yes, my goal is to help you do a good job, so when you hand it into Comp 1 and I have to nitpick, that you get a better grade. But as far as this class, English 079, when you hand something into this class, it is mostly, is pretty much all completion. Did you do it or not? Okay? So don't fall behind in this class, because it should be an easy A for anybody. Even if you're handing in stuff and it's not the best, if you do it and you do it on time and you're handing it in on time, you get 100%. Okay? So it's that easy. And the goal, again, is to help you in Comp 1. Let's take a look at the grades. Participation is 10%. You're not going to find many classes in life where participation is a part of your grade anymore. You'll probably find some in your first year. Participation is not going to be a big part. And really, if you're making it to most of these meetings, you're going to get all of that, okay? As long as you're making it to these meetings, most of them at least. I understand if you can't make it to all of them. As long as you're logging in and you're doing your work, you should get all these points. Summaries, short writings, and reflections. So the summaries we talked about in Comp 1, we're going to work on those a lot in English 079 to make sure that when you hand them in to Comp 1, and you'll also hand them into English 079, you'll hand it into both classes. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to make sure that when you hand it into 07, when you hand it into English 101, you get an A, or at least very close to an A. And so that means we're going to work on those summaries more in depth in English 079 so that we can do that for Comp 1. Critical reading activities. This I'm going to explain to you in a little bit, but basically for every reading that you're going to do, I'm going to assign you all these, the 8 readings that we're going to summarize. I'll assign you all of them one at a time in this class, and you're going to need to do a what we call a reading guide, and I'll show you all about that here in a minute. Revision activities, that's when we do peer reviews in this class. So we're going to do peer reviews on every essay that you write, actually every summary that you write. We're going to peer review that amongst other people in this class, and you're going to give each other some pointers and try to help each other out. Research and documentation activities. Near the end of the semester, in Comp 1, we're going to be doing a researched argumentative essay, and so we're going to work on that in this class as well. And all you have to do is hand that stuff into this class, and you should get all your points. There is a campus engagement project. Now, this is where, because we're having to do this virtually, and because we're living in COVID world, I am going a little easier on you than I go on most classes. So I'll tell you a little bit more about the campus engagement project soon, but that is a part. You're going to have to do 2 things where you either go to a campus meeting or you get tutoring, and you should get all your points there. Quizzes, tests, and homework. There will be some of that, very little, but again, as long as you're doing your work, you should get all your points. And the portfolio. So we talked about that in Comp 1, and in Comp 1, there is going to be a portfolio assignment, and we're going to work on that also in this class. So I'll expect you to hand it into both classes. When you hand it into this class, you automatically get your completion points. And then when you hand it into Comp 1, of course, I have to nitpick. I have to be that nitpicky professor. So, okay, we're getting another person in. Thank you so much. Again, let's see here. Ethan, thank you so much for being here. I apologize. I sent out that email last minute. And in a physical classroom world, it would be an easy thing. So I could track you down and say, hey guys, sorry about that. But I had to do the email for this virtual world. So thank you so much for understanding. Let's see here. So, okay, so we got our grade scale here. You can take a look at that. Again, there's no reason why you shouldn't get an A in this class as long as you're doing the work and you're handing it on time. Again, really, completion is pretty much what we're doing in this class. Course policies, again, the attendance policy for a virtual class it's just one of those things where as long as you're handing everything in on time, you don't have anything to worry about. And if you miss a thing or two, then I have to do the whole, I have to do the attendance warning and things like that. Most of that is not just, it's not like I'm always, just so you know, I'm not like, oh, you should be in class, young man or young lady. I am, I have to report that so that the university knows that you're still alive and attending the school. And so we have to have some kind of communication there. Makeup work. So with this class, you have to really be on it, okay? And we're again, it's all about completion, doing it and doing it on time. So make sure you're handing everything in on time. Yes, I will accept some late work, but if you want to get all your points, you're going to hand it in right when it's due or before. So I'm never going to ask you to do things that are incredibly complex. Yes, some of these things will be time consuming. So kind of think about that as you go forward, but I'm never going to ask you to do things that are just super crazy. Technology is the next thing. Of course, we talked about that in Comp 1. Same thing applies. Make sure you have internet access. Make sure your computer is healthy. Don't get tons of viruses. Be careful what you're doing on your computer, and just try to make sure you can always make it and check in with the class. The academic dishonesty policy, again, when you cheat, you lose because you're not learning anything, but also, again, the software that I use as a teacher, I can't believe it's so strong. It's really ridiculous, the stuff that I find. And so just agree with yourself, hey, you know what? I'm going to benefit. I've got a long life ahead of me, right? Unless something goes crazy, right? Be careful, right? Don't run out in the traffic or anything like that. But assuming everything goes well, I have a long life ahead of me. So I will probably want to be able to read and write at a high level the rest of my life. Okay. It's going to do nothing but help me. So I might as well put the time in on this class, on these classes, and learn the skill. And I promise you, even though, and I believe me, I was not a prodigy in any way in any class that I've ever taken. Okay. It's always, or in anything I've ever learned how to do. I am not a prodigy, but I have found that I can get really good at something as long as I'm willing to put up with, you know, what it is. As long as I'm willing to put up with the frustration and really the failure, right? Because we oftentimes we try real hard and we fail, and that sucks. But as long as I'm willing to put up with that and say I'm working for a skill here, I've been able to get skills, and so can you, because there's really nothing special about me. I just want to convey to you that you're just as capable of doing that as anybody else. Disability services. Again, like I said in Comp 1, I need to know about your disability if you have one. So make sure to call this number or go to the website so that they can inform you on how to inform me of your disability. I can't just get an email from you and you tell me. They need to, there's a certain format that you need to inform me of these things, and then I'll be made aware, and then I can provide you accommodations. I always want to make sure to accommodate anybody that needs accommodations. I just need to know what it is from the proper sources. Standards of student behavior, guys, as long as we're being respectful and we're not being disrespectful, really there shouldn't be any problems. I know that, guys, this is going to be a long semester, just like any other semester. But when we're virtual, hey, it can get frustrating. So that's why I'm trying not to burden you with a ton of meetings like this. I'm trying to make it as easy and painless as possible for you. But I know that sometimes, hey, we all get frustrated. You might get frustrated at me. I might get frustrated at you. Let's just maybe make a pact right now that we're just going to try to be nice to each other and realize that we're all just doing our best to try to get through everything. And I know you're trying to get through this class and these classes, and you know that I'm just doing my job and I'm trying to do the best I can for you. So let's just go ahead and we'll move forward knowing that we just want to be respectful to each other, and then of course to all of your other classmates. The instructional methodologies and grading specifics. Again, we're doing this through Zoom and through all virtual. So just kind of be prepared, be flexible. And if you don't know something, or if you have a question about something, don't wait. Please let me know. It's likely that, like for instance, Michael let me know early on he couldn't see the syllabus. Well, if nobody would have said that, I would have just gone on and on, like an idiot, right? I want to help you, but sometimes I can't. Of course, I can't read anybody's mind. So if you have questions, it's likely other people have the same question. So I can answer your question, and then I'll send out an email to the group, or I'll send out an announcement on Blackboard. So that way you're helping yourself, but you're also helping everybody else if you have a question. Okay, let's take a quick look at the syllabus and the schedule here. Again, like in Comp 1, I'm not going to promise that this won't change. I will probably change things on this syllabus and add things, maybe subtract things. So definitely keep up to date. Always make sure you're looking at the announcements and checking in with these. I'm going to try to do this mostly every Monday during our class time. And I have 2 English 079 classes, and I have 2 Comp 1 classes. So if for some reason you can't make it to the first one, of course, you guys, I messed up on your Zoom invitations, but I won't mess up next time. And you can always go to the other class, or I will also be recording, like I'm recording this right now. And so I'll upload everything to a YouTube file, and I will put that in the weekly announcements as well. So I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that you don't have questions. But if you do, email me, and I'll do everything I can to help you out. Let's take a look at week 1. So week 1, let's take a look at our checklist. Introduction to course and syllabus. Check. Reading number 1. Okay, now we got some work to do. Oh man, okay. It starts early in English 079. Comp 1 was pretty easy this week, right? But But yeah, in 079, it's not going to be hard. It's just that there's some extra work that I'm having you do on each reading to make sure you understand the reading well and to make sure that you write a very good summary. So, okay, so read reading number 1, complete critical reading activity number 1, and think about the campus engagement project. Okay, so let's talk about this. Reading number 1 is going, so in this class, so in English 079, again, everything is focused on Comp 1. So most everything, all of the materials you're going to need, everything is probably going to be in the Comp 1 Blackboard page. So reading number 1 is going to be in the Comp 1 Blackboard page. So you may need to write this down. Of course, you can always watch this video later. But what you're going to need to do, and let's see here, let's see. Yeah, Tabitha, if you don't mind, just let me know if you can see, can you see my Blackboard page now, or is it just the, no, you can't. I already took a look. Let me switch this over here. And, okay, Tabitha, can you see my Blackboard page right now? Ah, hey, awesome, thumbs up, I like that. Okay, so you can see where I'm going. So, okay, so first of all, we're going to go to content and assignment links over on the left side. You click here. And again, this week, I'm not assigning a lot, and we're not getting real deep in Comp 1 or in 079. So take time to really get to know these sites. Okay. So there's a virtual orientation that you can look at as far as Vincent's University. I put that up there. It's not really associated with this class necessarily, but it's Vincent's University as a whole. I don't know if you're taking all virtual classes or if you're taking some hybrids, or how things are working for you. So I just kind of wanted to give you that. This next thing is the campus engagement process assignment links. Okay, so we're going to click there. And in that folder, you're going to see 3 things. You're going to see 2 places where you can hand things in. So summary and reflection of campus event or service number 1, and then number 2, right? So once you get those 2 done, you're done with the campus engagement project for the whole semester. That's 10% of your grade done. So I always recommend people do it early because it's going to get busy later in the semester. But if you scroll down, you'll see some options. These are some options that you can do. Now, as of right now, you can go to the VU Career Center, and you can find these events in person. And if you want to find out more about them, you can go down to where it says venue.edu/Blazer Career Link, and they'll tell you the location and all sorts of things. Okay, and it's a great way to check up on, are these becoming virtual events? But if you just go to one of these events, let's suppose on the August 27th, you want to go to a part-time virtual job fair. Awesome. Okay, great. Well, you'll need to go to the Blazer Career Link. Okay, that's the thing down there. Sign up for it, and it's virtual, so it'll be super easy. It's 11 a.m. on a Thursday. You shouldn't have a class at 11 a.m. on a Thursday. Most classes are canceled during that time, just for events like this. And you can virtually go to it. And then all you need to do to get all your credit for going to that event is write 1 paragraph. I'm going to highlight this real quick. Write 1 paragraph to summarize the event. So what was the event all about? So 6 to 8 sentences. And then write another paragraph describing your reaction. I thought it was great. I thought it was awful. I found a job I'm really excited about. I didn't find a job. Oh, I wish I would have found a job. It's too bad I didn't find a job. I'm broke. Please, Professor Coomer, give me a hamburger. Well, don't do that. Don't do that part. But just basically, you know, it's super easy. This is what it was about. This is what happened there. And this is what I think about it. So 2 paragraphs, and you only have to do that for 2 events this semester. Now, if you want, you can do tutoring. So there's virtual tutoring, and there's, you know, I'm not sure. I think there's some on-site tutoring as well this semester. But if you just go to get tutoring in any subject, it doesn't even have to be English. It can be math or whatever. That counts. And you can do that for both of these as well, okay? I just have to ask you to try to engage with the campus in some way. So here's the thing. This is due by the end of the semester. You've got the whole semester to do it, but don't let it get away from you, okay? The sooner you get these done, the sooner you're done with them, and the sooner you can focus on other things. But before the end of this semester, you need to have both of these done, okay? I'm going to make a quick note here to make a note for you about that. Okay. All right. I'm just going to make a note for you later on so that you it'll kind of be at the top so you can see that and it'll remind you. Okay. So having said that, so that's the campus engagement thing. So if you guys remembered, let's see here, I've got 1 million documents on this. I teach 5 classes today, so I've got 1 million documents up here. Which one is, here's English 079. So great. Think about campus engagement project. We've already completed that for the week. But I also want you to also think about it as you go forward. What will I do? Do I want to do that job fair? Do I need some extra cash? Maybe you already have a job, but guess what? It's probably going to be the easiest one to do this semester because it's all virtual already. You go there, they'll show you the jobs. You write about it, you're done, okay? You don't have to make your life difficult. I don't want your life to be difficult. Okay, now reading number 1 and complete critical reading activity. So you've got me on your screen, but here's what I want you to do pretty much immediately, okay? I want you to go to content and assignments links, and it says workbook worksheet. So you click there, and let's see here. Let me make sure this is the right one to show you. This is what it should look like. It'll say, there'll be a little link to English 079, reading guide, discussion notes, okay? You will have to complete one of these for every reading we do this semester. Now there's only 8, okay? There's only 8 readings this semester, and the first 2 are ridiculously short. They get longer, they get more complex, and this is why we do this, okay? Because we're building that reading and writing skill. But the first 2 are like softball, okay? First 2 are pretty simple. You can download this file. It's a PDF, okay? And I'm gonna try to find it in a Word document maybe. I'll just make a quick note of that, about that. I'll try to find you a Word document to make it a little easier. Some of you guys will be able to complete a PDF. Many of you guys will need me to convert this to a Word document. So I am making a note for that as well. But here's basically what you're going to be doing. You're going to be trying to dissect the reading. Now, let's talk about this. What's the first reading? So to get the reading, you have to go to Comp 1. So all the readings are going to be in the Comp 1 essay, the Comp 1 Blackboard. Okay, so I will have to switch over. So watch. So I'm clicking there, going to Comp 1. I'm going to go to Homework and Assignments. And the Essay 1 Project Materials, you click there. And so the first reading number 1 is going to be The Subway Paradigm Shift by Stephen Covey. Okay? I'm going to make a reminder to remind you. About that, but you should remember this too. So it's going to be The Paradigm Shift by Stephen Covey. Okay, you click that, it'll download. You read this. This is how short it is. It's super short. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs, 1 page. Okay, and so what you're going to try to do is determine the answers to the questions in the reading guide. So we're going to go back to the reading guide. You're seeing all this stuff change on my screen, right? You're following along, right? Awesome. Thank you, Michael. So you're going to go back to this reading guide. Let's see here. Reading guide. There it is, the reading guide. And okay, so what you'll say is you'll answer these questions. Who is the author and what is something interesting about them? Okay, so what you do is you say, okay, who's the author? Well, it was Stephen Covey. Well, okay, what's something interesting about them? Google the author. Now, if you can't find an author, then don't worry about answering this question. Just say none. But I can guarantee you, reading 2 is the only one where there's not going to be an author. Everything else has an author. Who is the author's intended audience? Okay, just try to take a guess. Who do you think this author is trying to speak to? Mothers or children or students, average people, people who are concerned about wildlife. Just take a guess. Just try to think about, okay, who is this person trying to talk to? Because there's always somebody we're trying to talk to. The next thing is to complete the outline. So you kind of you do a backwards outline. So for instance, with this one, we say introduction. Okay, so what does he talk about in his introduction? Well, let's see here. The first paragraph is his introduction. He's talking about paradigm shifts. Okay, so whenever I fill out my file, I'll say introduction, paradigm shifts. Thesis statement. So what is the main argument? What is the main meaning that he's trying to convey? Okay, well, let's see here. I'm going to have to read this and figure out what he's trying to claim. What is the argument? What is the truth statement that he's trying to convince me of? Okay, and I'll give you a hint since you're watching this. It's this sentence right here. Okay, it's the thing that he's trying to argue, right? Our paradigms, correct or incorrect, are the sources of our attitudes and behaviors, and ultimately our relationship with others. And the story demonstrates this fact. So that's why we know it's a thesis statement. I'm going to teach you all about this in Comp 1, so don't worry if you don't already know it all. I'm going to teach you all about it in Comp 1 and in this class. I'm just getting you started this week. And I know it might seem like a lot, but you're going to be fine. Believe me, we're going to have a good time this semester, no matter what. I don't know, maybe sometime we'll have a time where we all bring coffee. I don't know, who drinks coffee? Do a thumbs up or say, hey, I do. Or I don't know, do you drink coffee? Do you drink, what do you drink in the morning for caffeine? Do you guys drink caffeine? I'm watching. Anybody? I got some thumbs up. Okay. All right. Hey, okay. No caffeine for, let's see, for Kay. All right. You try not to, Ethan. Well, you know what? I try not to as well, but I'm not doing very good. Camden tries not to. Well, you're better than you guys. Okay. So you'll have to figure out some non-caffeinated drink. We'll all have a little beverage together on one of these occasions. Let's try to make it fun. All right. Michael tries not to, but boy. Oh, okay. Michael does the monster, but tries not. I know. Okay. Sometimes the monster just jumps in my hand, and it happens. But okay, we're gonna have a good time as much as we can this semester. All right. Anyway, so I don't want you to worry so much. I want you to watch, take a look at this. Definitely read these things. Always get ahead of everything. Try to be ahead, and don't wait to the last minute, because it's when we wait to the last minute, it's whenever things really start to fall apart. Okay, so you're gonna kind of just talk about, okay, in paragraph 1, what do they talk about? Paragraph 2. So there's A, B, C, and D. You don't necessarily have to fill out the little A, B, C's, and D's if you don't feel like it. But basically what we're trying to do is critically read. We're trying to read this stuff critically so that we can come back to it in a effective way later. And then you're going to answer these questions. Now, you're going to just do your best, okay? And as we go this semester, if you have questions about this, or if you feel like, man, I just couldn't get this, always feel free. You can always ask me, okay? Some of you guys actually friended me on Zoom. You can do that. You can create a contact and then text me through Zoom. So feel free to do that. If you don't know how to do it, Google it, because I'm not sure how to do it either. I'm still learning a lot of this stuff. Okay, And so you just scroll through here and you answer the questions, and you're going to do this one of these for every reading. And there's only 8 in the whole semester. Okay. And yes, it is more work than you would have to do in just Comp 1. But the cool thing is, by doing this, you're more likely to do a great job on your summary, and you're more likely to do a better job on your essays, because your essays eventually will be using these readings. So that's the goal. Let's see here. All right, we're getting close to the end of the class period. I appreciate you sticking with me. I know we've been sitting at a desk for like 2 hours. At least I have. I know you guys have been pretty much too. So let's finish this. Let's finish this turkey. All right. So let's take another look at the syllabus. So guess what? The only thing you need to do by Friday night to hand in to me is you'll need to complete your critical reading activity number 1. Now, I'm going to put up a Word document, but by the end of the day today for you to do that, to make it easier. Where do you hand it in? That was the question on everybody's mind. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the, got to go back to English 079. So back to the reading and writing. And we go to content and assignment links, and we go to week 1. So every single week in this class, I got every single week loaded up for you. You go to week 1, and I'm going to have a link in here for you to do that. I think, let's see here. The summaries go there. Yeah, I'll have a link in there for you to hand that in. And that's going to be that easy. Okay. And it'll be in green, just like I'm going to try to color code everything so that basically there'll just be a link here. And you know what, because yeah, I'm just going to make that link right now. While I'm making that link, does anybody have any questions for me? Any questions at all? No questions? All right, guys. Well, you've really done a great job. You put up with me for like almost 2 hours today. I appreciate it. As we go forward, don't wait till the last minute to ask me a question. I know that it's confusing going through a virtual format. I'm learning, you're learning, we're all getting through this together. So feel free to contact me via email, and I will be happy to do anything I can do to answer your questions, and we're going to get through this. So everyone knows that the only thing that's due Friday is right here. Oh, forgot to make it green. Here, I'll make it green. There we go. That way, I'm trying to color code everything. So there, green, beautiful. And so make sure to hand that in, and I'm going to have the Word document up there for you very soon. That'll be your workbook. You hand it in, you're good to go for the week. All right, guys, unless you have any other questions, I appreciate your attention today, and I will see you next week on Monday about the same time. I'll be doing these again. I'll basically every Monday be doing this. Maybe a few Mondays I'll give you a break, but a weekly check-in is something I think is going to be really important this semester. All right, guys. I will see you next time. Goodbye.